gon' tune in cause it's showtime. Go ahead and call the gang up for the one time. Rap, Phoop, Ryun, got them on the line. And my life's still great, I'm doing just fine. Hands up.
So out of the blue, to me, it was out of the blue. I don't think this was planned at all. Like, nobody saw this coming. But they announced the new Avatar series, the official name for it, and the synopsis. So Avatar 7 Havens is, let me read the synopsis and then we're going to get into it.
It's in the wiki if you want to go to their plot overview.
Nah, I found it. I had it linked. Avatar 7 Havens is an upcoming no, that's the description. Go to the plot. Avatar 7 Havens is set in a world shattered by a devastating cataclysm, with both the physical and spiritual worlds torn asunder. Ooh, big word. The remnants of humanity endured in the titular 7 Havens spread across the world. A young earthbender discovers she is the new Avatar after Korra, but in this dangerous era, that title marks her as humanity's destroyer, not its savior. On the run as she is pursued by both human and spirit forces, the new Avatar will be joined by her long-lost twin sibling as they uncover the mysterious origins and links to the Avatar cycle and find a way to save the world before the 7 Havens collapse entirely. So the big controversy, the propaganda that has been plaguing my Twitter and TikTok for days is, what the fuck did Korra do?
I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. When folks started saying, now I get it, some of them it stems from like they just ain't like a girl Avatar and all that good stuff. Taking all of that, taking those losers out of it. They was like, she got to suck as an Avatar she destroyed.
But my thing is this is what I was talking about with somebody that I think. So you remember at the end of Legend of Korra where to stop Kuvira in that big ass spirit cannon that she didn't know how to shut off, she in turn of stopping it, she made the spirit portals.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was mad at her about her putting this big fat ass spirit portal in the middle of Republic City because the spirits was out. It was messing with the infrastructure. Some people got displaced because now there's a spirit portal in the middle of the thing. And it was like, yeah, we're angry because you put the spirit portal in the middle of the city. But on the other hand, what did y'all want her to do? Let Kuvira with the big spirit gun? Because you were going to be mad at her either way.
Yeah.
And I wonder if this is the same situation, but just at a more extreme scale, that there was something going on and the right solution wasn't the solution that everybody was going to like. Because you remember we talked about a couple months ago that there was a rumor that Korra dies splitting the 4 nations into 7 pieces, and to do it with the cataclysm thing that was going on, she had to move the tectonic plates to save everybody. Now, in turn, in doing that, you just split up the 4 nations into 7 pieces. So there's people that there's casualties. There are people that are displaced. There's a piece of the Fire Nation that may be down where the Water Nation is supposed to be, so they don't know how to survive in those conditions. The Earth Nation the big Earth Nation is split up maybe into 4 pieces, and we don't know what's going on. Like, how are we supposed to govern that? I get that when you look at it from the outside, yes, she fucked up. The 4 nations have been existing forever, and you just split this up into 7 pieces, and we don't know how to handle that, and we've lost so many people, and people are split up from their families. They could be thousands of miles split up from their family because of what you did. So the label of like humanity's destroyer, but I feel like there is a misunderstanding.
I will also say she had to split the world, and they saying it was a devastating cataclysm with the physical and spiritual worlds. I want to know, like, was it a spirit she was battling? Was there something outside of Rava and all of them that was like super strong that could challenge the Avatar to such a degree that it played a part in destroying the world?
And that's not a far-fetched idea because it's happened in the Kyoshi's era. She had to fight against a spirit. She had to kill one of her best friends because a spirit that Karuk got into and barely walked out alive fighting, basically took over her friend like a parasite, like invaded his body. And to
Exactly.
fully get rid of him for good, she had to end up killing her best friend.
Exactly.
And
So
for people looking on the outside, they probably looked at her as a bad guy because like why would you do that? But like in the inside looking in, the cut scene to the side that you didn't see, he was crazy.
exactly. And
So
keep going.
I was just gonna see. I want to see what actually happened.
And that's my thing. Like I'm interested because I remember when everybody had that little leak about the other girl. I don't know because I think we discussed it. I don't know if that's exactly what they was going for, and maybe that was a let's test the waters. And if I still think that's my theory that it was like testing the waters, and then they said this is the final thing. Let's see how people feel about this because this is just bland, not bland enough. It's vague enough to where okay, all I do know is that the world sucks right now. Cause like Avatar: Legend of Korra, if I remember, it wasn't like we see Mako and all of them, and Korra like bouncing around with the White Lotus and got her powers and stuff, and now we're saying we're in a world of cataclysm, like this post-apocalyptic sounding.
And I just feel, and that's why I just want to know what happened. Like, is it what you said? Like, she was just fighting a crazy, because you did leave the spirit portals open. So did some big crazy spirit come out and say, you know what, I'm finna rock this shit? And
Exactly.
the only way that Korra could have stopped them was what she did, splitting up the 4 nations into 7. Now, given everything that happens after that is like, yeah, why would she do that? This is all Korra's fault. My family is 1,000 miles away, and I don't know how to get here. Or we're the Fire Nation now, in somewhere in the Water Nation. We don't know how to live like this. This is the Avatar's fault. But like, if we really look at what happened, I wonder if it's one of those things like, what did y'all want her to do?
And I want to see where technology is, because whether you liked it or not, not talking about you, but fans, like the industrial age that they were in the Legend of Korra, with the nation split in the spirit world here, are they kind of like reverting back? Has there been alterations to how technology works? Like, you know, like in magic based systems, technology works on the magic. Now that we have these spirits and spiritual energy, has that affected anything? Are some nations behind after everything's been split due to the scientists being everywhere? Like we have no idea what the world is really going to look like in this.
And that's what I'm saying. And let's just talk about this, because we got a little bit of this in Legend of Korra too, where as the nation started developing more, we started experiencing government leaders that didn't give a fuck about what the Avatar had to say.
True, they had their own power, which added some political intrigue.
So I'm just saying, and we talked about this a long time ago when they announced that there was going to be another Avatar series. What usage is the Avatar in a world where governments are now fully forming themselves, technology is increasing at a scale? So maybe they were already about a foot in the door of planning how to kick the Avatar out, and whatever Korra did was that final cherry on the cake that was like, we got her,
See,
we finna get you on out of here.
and I agree with that because if they was in the industrial age, if we look at history, this would have been around the time that there should have been like a world war anyway. Like, yeah, the
So like,
nations were at war in Avatar: Last Airbender, and the Fire Nation was winning. But like with all these advancements in technology and stuff, this is
mm-hmm.
around the time that leaders would say it's time for another war.
Or just looking at like, why do we need one sole person to decide the fate of all of our governments and all of our nations, when we can do this shit ourselves?
And even the spirit world might feel that way too.
That's what I'm
Why do we need to listen to Avatar? We can talk to humans directly. We ain't gotta possess nobody for real. They are
like. Republic
homies.
City, Republic City was already on that level. They were already like, okay, you're the Avatar, but this is what we want to do. The council said this, get out.
Exactly. Like who are you? You can use all 4 elements. Well, machinery's getting so advanced by the time we create real guns, hey, I
So
like to see you
I'm
ban
just,
this.
I am curious to see what is the actual situation that led up to the Avatar being set as human. When I first read it, I thought it was an interesting concept because this whole time through all of, and I've been reading like the prequel books, like back to Kyoshi. I need to read the Yang Chen ones. I'm currently reading the Roku one, but for a very long time, and it could just be that technology wasn't as advanced as it's about to get, that they saw the Avatar as the savior because he could do things that we could not do. But now we're getting into an age where, why do we need you?
Exactly. It opens a new wave of problems that previous avatars didn't really have to experience. Like Aang kind of did because the Fire Nation went through a technological age with steam and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But like Korra is at a point where like you can't bend this unless we create plastic bending, glass bending, and y'all get so good at metal bending that y'all can stop bullets without the. Unless
Yeah.
y'all can do that, y'all are getting to a point where benders are regular people are on equal footing with benders, which they dipped into with Legend of Korra.
And that's all I'm saying. This is honestly, funny enough, this is honestly you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself
Now,
become the
now she
villain.
quoting the
And
Dark Knight. Here we go.
I'm dead
Here,
serious though. I
here we
am
go,
dead
Bane.
serious.
I hear you, Bane. I hear you, Bane.
It wasn't even Bane who said that. It was Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent.
Anyway, it's either we end the Avatar cycle or we Avatar so long that we are now humanity's destroyer.
And when the world needed him most, he was gone. We're so
And now,
glad that
and
she
now
is gone.
everybody's online talking about how Korra sucks, and we're back with the Aang versus Korra debates and the little bit of pieces of Roku, and I just want to see what really happened.
I mean, that's fans being fans, though, because like at the end of the day, this is how we keep communities alive. You got
Yeah,
every community got they Naruto v
I
Sasuke,
want to know.
Korra v Aang.
I want to know what really happened. I just don't think whatever Korra did, because at the end of Legend of Korra, Korra had matured enough to where I am sure that whatever situation she did not use the same impulsive decision making that she made at 17 years old for this situation.
Exactly.
I am positive that that is not the case.
Yeah. Or
I
at least
just
we
think
hope.
that I'm going to say it's not, because that's crazy work. That's crazy work that if we show up, we watch 4 seasons of Legend of Korra to see her mature and develop, and then we get into this Avatar series where she may be like 40 and like in her mid 40s and still doing the same shit that she was doing at 16. That's crazy work.
So what? Did they say which age she passed away? Because couldn't all
Well,
avatars live like into the triple digits if they work their butt off too?
no, Kyoshi's the real reason why Kyoshi is 200 years because they made a mistake. But the way they explained it in the books is that Kyoshi learned a technique, an ancient technique that allowed her to earth bend her bones back in place so they wouldn't deteriorate. And that's why she was able to live as long as she did, because she learned that technique.
Hmm.
That's not a I'm the Avatar so I can live 200 plus years. No.
I'm an advanced earthbender.
That's not how that works.
Okay. Okay.
But I think they were going off the track record that waterbending avatars don't live that long, because I think Karuk died like in his mid 40s.
Okay. And Roku just lived like average old man life, like 70, and that was because of the volcano.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then Aang passed in his 60s. I think Aang could have lived longer due to his air nomad uh culture and stuff, with them being like vegetarians and things like that. But the iceberg caught up with him. That's why
Exactly.
he kicked the bucket.
Exactly. Because technically he was like 100 something in real life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in real life.
Okay.
I just want to know what happened. I just want to know what happened. And that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Honestly,
I just don't think she royally fucked up.
yeah, and it's given a nice little twist. At first, One Nation was hunting Avatar for the sake of taking over, and they don't want the Avatar to be the thing that stops them. Another movie, oh, the Avatar, are you here? Can you do something? We would like you. We don't really need you to help us out. Now it's we hate you. Like that's a good switcheroo.
Yeah.
That's a good switch
And
up.
I just wonder the part about it being like the government nations putting this into place sounds more realistic to me.
Yeah.
This is sounding like we don't need the Avatar. I honestly believe, I truly believe that Korra tried to tell them that there's some fuck shit afoot, and they didn't want to listen. And then fuck shit came afoot, and because we waited so long, this is what she had to do. And because they don't want to be like, hey, she told us what's up, y'all, but we ain't listen. It's the Avatar's fault. We had nothing to do with this.
Nothing to do with this.
Nothing to do with this. This is all the Avatar, and she can't defend herself because she's gone.
And that's one thing. Like, if they split into 7 havens, that means you essentially could have at least 7 world leaders. And those 7 world leaders, we don't know what their origins are. We don't know who got like dark stuff going on in the background. Like, where your Umbu Black Ops, or who's a Dunzo and who ain't. You know what I'm saying? We'll know what's going on behind the scenes.
There's so many people displaced. So I get it to why it's easy to point the finger. You're pointing the finger to somebody who can't defend themselves. And the new Avatar is not going to be able to tap into those memories until they get to a certain skill level.
Yeah.
And with the Avatar being pointed to as humanity's destroyer, I'm sure that there are going to be people who know what's up, and they're going to be true Avatar loyalists and be like, hey, I am sure that's not what happened. But that's not going to be the majority.
What if the White Lotus got corrupted and they ain't helping
again?
out? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, or maybe they got killed
or maybe
off.
They got rid of them. They could have got rid of them. Like anybody, they could be like this. We could be going full Star Wars Empire. Like any resistance, anybody still loyal to the Avatar, loyal to the Jedi.
Hunting you down.
You're out of here. We don't need no Avatar. We can govern ourselves.
Yeah, I'm interested.
They said the series is going to be split into 2 seasons, each with 13 episodes. So,
hey, let's get it. Let's get it.
The original creators are working on the series, so hopefully, because I know the thing with Legend of Korra was that they didn't have enough time to plan it out as they did Avatar: The Last Airbender, because Nickelodeon only told them they were getting 1 season, and then it got big. And they were like, okay, we want way more seasons. And they didn't have time to really like fully flesh it out. They didn't have the time to flesh it out as they did Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm hoping that
and that was one of my biggest complaints with Avatar, because you can kind of see it too when watching Legend of Korra.
Yeah. So it looks like they are being given the time to plan this out. And they have so much material to play around with. They have the books, they have the animated series, they have the comics that are still releasing. I'm excited on what they pull out of this. I am.
Yeah. All right, Avatar Studios, let's get it.
Yeah, and what's going on with that Aang movie? Because everybody going back and forth about Aang's the better Avatar. Where the fuck the movie at?
I'm gonna be honest. After Avatar got a huge amount of support, it does seem like Avatar Studios and what they're producing seems to be a little discombobulated. And I don't know if that's the pandemic, funding, and all of that other stuff, but it does seem like
we are getting more concrete news on the Netflix Avatar series than we are on the Avatar Studios that has the real creators and will follow the exact canon.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, are they overwhelmed? Are they doing too many events? Is there like a miscommunication in the background and y'all don't know what y'all want to do? Like, what's going on here?
I wonder, because I think with the Avatar universe, there's so many possibilities on how you can expand the universe or how you can tell these characters' stories, because one, you have the fandom behind it, you have all this lore, and I think you really just want to tell the story in a way that doesn't seem like a money grab, but seems true to the core of what the Avatar franchise is. And I know that was the issue between with the whole Netflix thing when the creators left because they couldn't come to an agreement on how they wanted to go with the series. So I really think, I wonder if it's just that they are trying to find ways, the best avenues to expand on these stories without making it seem like a money grab.
Yeah. And that's I just want them to produce something solid because a lot of us are disappointed when that what was it supposed to be, a Kyoshi film or series that got,
It was a film, the animated film.
and it's like y'all going
Y'all
hard with
cut up. My thing is, my whole thing is that there's a part of the Avatar fandom that if it's not Aang, y'all don't want it.
but a lot of that
When those set of movies, when they announced those first set of movies, and it was supposed to be a Kyoshi movie, a Korra movie, and a Zuko movie, the only one that people were really like hyping up for was the Zuko movie, and they didn't care fuck shit about that Kyoshi movie or that Korra movie. And then that's when they flipped everything and scrapped all three of the movies and said, "Hey, we're just gonna make an Aang movie trilogy." And everybody's like, "Oh my god, yay, Aang is back!"
well, I will say this. I would like to see the world expounded upon, but I can understand why people at least want a little bit of Aang. Because for the folks who was like us, we watched Avatar back in like third grade. Some people elementary school, some middle school folks, depending on how old you is. And then we went through a long, long break. Netflix starts airing Avatar: The Last Airbender. We got Korra back in the day, but but Avatar: The Last Airbender gets re-aired on Netflix, and now the fandom is set
But I'm
ablaze.
just saying, but those movies were announced before that live action series ever
I'm
made
not.
it to
I'm. Not,
Netflix.
I'm not even talking about the live action. I'm talking about when Avatar: The Last Airbender got put on Netflix during the pandemic, and then
Oh,
the
okay, okay,
fandom
okay.
blew. For people who were waiting for something more, that nostalgia is going to say we want more Aang. But I do think the studio should be more confident in their creativity and be like, "Hey, we can drop a Kyoshi. We got our books. We've expanded the universe. Shoot, if we want to do a little Roku short film, it ain't even got to be a movie like Kyoshi. It could be just a little two piece short film. We can do that. The
And that's
Zuko Azula follow up, the anything. They could have done that.
and I agree with that. I was disappointed when they copped out on those three movies and just decided to do an Aang trilogy. Because Aang got 3 seasons. He has 3 20+ episode seasons. And when it came to the time to expand on the universe through some side characters and some avatars that we really haven't seen before, you guys cried about Aang. We couldn't chill out and let them make an hour, 30-minute Kyoshi movie. We want Aang that bad.
Well, that's the thing. I agree with you, but I will say we see this happen everywhere. Like some people don't know, like even with Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was supposed to be focused on Gohan. When he killed off Goku and the series kept going, everybody in Japan was pissed. It's like, no, bring him back. And
But
now
my
he's the main character in all of Z, Super, Daima. We're never losing Goku. I don't want us to get there, but that's just how people are, and they're usually the loudest. I don't know if they're the majority or the minority, but they do be the loudest.
I I get it. I get it. I understand. But I feel like the Avatar universe has expanded itself in a way. Even when Avatar: The Last Airbender came out, it opened the possibility that, hey, we have more Avatar stories to tell, which is why we got Legend of Korra. So why can't we get an Avatar Kyoshi movie? Why can't we get a Zuko side story? Why can't we get a Korra movie? Why, when it's time, when we have the opportunity to expand the universe, why did it solely have to be Aang? They weren't saying that we're never going to see Aang again. It's just that, hey, we've been given the opportunity to expand the universe. So let's expand on some characters that we really didn't get to play around with.
Let's do some. Let's go even further. We can do some behind the scenes. Let's get a little 6 episode The White Lotus behind closed doors. What they did in a different era of the Avatar. Let's follow somebody who got trapped in the spirit realm And what was it like when they had to explore? They had no bending and everything else, and they had to fight their way out, and they were stuck there. And Karuk probably came and saved them.
I
There's so much, like, the Avatar universe is not small, and there's enough lore and history to where they can do a lot. Look at the books. I ain't read them all, but look at them.
I agree. I'll just go back and say that I hate that those movies got scrapped and we got the Aang trilogy. And as excited as I am to see Aang back on screen, but now we don't even know the progress of that movie.
And that's my thing. Like, I want to know, like, even if you go to Avatar Studios official website, like, I want to know, what are y'all doing? Who's helping y'all out? Is it just the creators? Who's your project manager that's helping y'all to figure this stuff out and do some planning? Because I don't see why some of this stuff is shutting down and not getting through so quickly.
I think I don't know, it could be money. Financials is always involved. And then the other part could it just be like them just trying to figure out the best way to tell the story.
Because Avatar Studios is still behind the books and the comics that are coming out, right? Well, I'm seeing it on their website, right?
Yeah, because don't they have that? They published through Dark Horse, right?
Correct. And that's what I'm even then, and I think you and me kind of discussed this, and it was like we had a few differing opinions. But I'm like, even if y'all want to just set a tone, the comics that y'all been selling, y'all got that Dark Horse Collector's Edition, and Phoop don't think I bought it or not, and she's going to find out in March if I bought it or not.
First of all, I text you back, and if you bought it, man, just say you bought it. You don't have to gatekeep.
I want to surprise my friend. It's not. I want to surprise my friend. We're doing a podcast. We're doing a podcast. We're going on a tangent. We got it. We're losing the plot.
And it goes back to the fact that you don't like to tell me Avatar stuff, because if it was a Pokeball, you was gonna tell me to order it. Hey man, I just got this Pokeball. Go order it. But now with the Avatar stuff, Ron's a gatekeeper, y'all. He's the type to DM you. He showed some food. You DM him where he got it from.
I sent you the link in there. I got you the link and everything. I don't know if you wanted to buy it, you could have bought it.
But I'm just saying, dog, if you bought it and you want me to buy it, just say that.
I want you to buy it. I did get it.
Did you buy it? Did you? Yeah. Okay, that's all you had to say.
I got a new credit. I got a new credit card. I want the welcome bonus. It's paying for college until I get reimbursed. I got it. I did get it. I can't wait for the credit.
That's all you had to say.
But look.
You had to say. You want to gatekeep? I guess we gotta wait till. And he sent me the little shush emoji. I guess we gotta wait till March 2025. Fuck you.
I did finish.
Fuck you.
But nah, but like I would say, if Avatar Studios want to bust out easy content, adapt what you already got into the comics, see how people feel. They're the little spin-offs, they're the more Aang. The fans who ain't super fans probably ain't read them anyway, and then get a taste for what people may be into. Like, in my opinion, like, that's where you don't even got to come up with nothing really new for real. Because to just go, I don't know if they're going off of Twitter. I don't know if y'all just got a small survey sample out in LA and them the only folks y'all looking at. But I would have loved to see this series drop something every year. There's nothing wrong with a 6 to 8 episode special. There's nothing wrong with that.
And like I said, when we talked about this before, I did have different opinions. I don't know. At this point, where's the Aang movie? And just give us the new Avatar series. At this point,
yeah,
I think we've gotten too far in the game, because if you guys were gonna adapt the comics, I think you guys should have announced that back in 2021 when they said they were doing Avatar Studios. I
don't know why they didn't.
It's been like 4 years and we haven't gotten anything out.
Nothing.
We just keep getting news and comics.
Yeah, and I'm looking at their website. Even I don't know, because I feel like Avatar is one of those series that is capable of actually pushing the bar. But when it comes to universes, we're in a world where we just got done talking about DCU. We just got done talking about MCU. we see some of these animes expanding. When it comes to universes, outside of Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and some of these other pop culture things, Avatar is one of the ones that can't do it. Y'all got the lore. Y'all got the
Yeah.
history. Y'all
I
got
just
the writers.
I just wonder if they're just having a hard time telling the story in a way that serves the characters. Because if we're making an Aang movie, we have to there's some planning that you have to do to make sure that you're telling a story for Aang that's worth telling.
And true. Figure out
Because with
your.
the new stuff, if you want to talk about like the books and stuff, these are stories that have never been told before. But
But that could
you
be
got the animated
good.
series, you got the comics and stuff.
But that could be so good to show. That's how even John Wick is getting now even I felt a little because I'm a huge fan of Keanu Reeves John Wick, but I'm gonna watch
Ballerina,
Ballerina.
not Parabella.
I'm thinking about chapter 3 or chapter 4 subtitle. I'm still gonna go watch Ballerina because the franchise has done such a good job that even though I'm like, why didn't y'all pick a pre-existing character? And that is my issue. Why didn't y'all pick a pre-existing character? But I'm still going to see what are y'all doing to expand this universe that I have fallen in love with. With Avatar, y'all got the characters. Y'all got
Yeah.
people y'all could pick from. The animation in Korra was solid, especially for the time.
I just wonder, based on the feedback, that if it's not Aang or like new Avatar based, then we're going to save those stories for the comics, which we're seeing now, or we're going to write some more of these novels. Because apparently, when we try to put some shit on the big screen, folks don't like it.
Even with Kyoshi, if a movie just was people are mad about spending $15, hey, just greenlight a 1 season, 10, 15 episode, at max 20. Most people don't even get that. Do 10 episodes. Let's see how it do.
Well, if people didn't want to sit down and watch the goddamn movie, that's an hour and 30 minutes. Why am I sitting here storyboarding and planning out 15 episodes?
Because people look at a movie and they think I'm finna spend money up front plus the snacks and all that. While if someone's already paying for Netflix or Hulu or whatever they could release it on and it's like a series, now they're like, okay, technically these 10 episodes are like free or like 0.0000 of a penny due to everything else on this platform. It'll be
That's
more
fair.
digestible.
Like y'all should have let them folks cook. Okay?
Yeah.
Y'all should let them folks cook.
I agree.
Okay? Because now we get in the Aang trilogy and y'all don't even know when the first movie coming out. They ain't said shit. All we got is a picture and a date. And I don't even think the date is right anymore.
And that's my thing. They probably trying to figure out what they even want to do with it because they're like, well, we got the comics. Are we going to do what's in the comics? Are we going to follow those storylines?
They supposed to be adults. So them comics out the door. If it's supposed to be an adult, so them comics dead.
And that's one thing. So we finna bring Republic City into existence. That's basically what we're going for. Okay, with the character Aang, we already said.
I don't want to see that.
That's what I'm saying. Korra filled in a lot of the gaps for that to where it's like, I don't see where that's a 3-part movie.
And it needs to be something else.
Who's the villain? The old dude who's bloodbending that we saw in Legend of Korra?
They said Dave Bautista is supposed to voice the villain in this movie. Y'all should have let them folks cook. Okay?
Unless the villain's as good as I hear, I need y'all can go do Kyoshi and Roku and Yang. Oh, I really want to see Yang Chen based off how you talked about it. I read some of the wiki stuff. I would love to see that come into existence.
Yang Chen is crazy work. How are you an air nomad and you're banned from an air temple?
That's what I'm saying.
That is crazy work.
That is a movie and a series, and yeah, we got the culture war, people, guy versus girl, blah 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 blah. Leave them alone. Unless you are really trying to do that stuff, which a lot of you probably aren't, leave that alone and produce some good stuff. Ain't nobody mad when the story heat. If the story heat, nobody cares.
Y'all should let them folks cook. And that's all I gotta say about that. And we gonna find out what my girl Korra did, and you Korra haters will be dealt with.
Shout out to Angel Reese, because this is I don't know why I love this so much. I don't know.
Just like twirling your fingers.
Yeah, because Cam Newton did a video. He was like, I just love when she do that. Pow 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 pow. I was like, now fire. Now fire.
We are gonna get to the bottom of this Humanity's Destroyer label because they have been putting my girl Korra through the mud.
Yeah.
Over something y'all don't even know what happened yet.
Look, She probably
But
broke
this
her arm or
last,
something moving them tectonic plates.
she died.
Oh yeah, you're right.
What? She
You're
died.
right. I just if they do that, she like.
And I want them to show it. And I want them to show it. I want them to show it.
I will save them.
I want y'all to show it. I want them to show it.
Yeah.
I do.
Let us see her cough some blood up.
I want y'all to see her using her last bit, even though all the dirt and hate that she got piled up on. Do one last good push to save y'all from imploding in yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Cause what would y'all rather do? Her not split up and then everything just gets messed up anyway? Probably even worse. Like y'all all could have went. And she split this up to at least save some of y'all.
There's probably like a water spirit dragon coming out about to eat everybody, and y'all don't even know it.
We're gonna get to the bottom of it. I'm on the case. I'm calling Nickelodeon after this episode. We're gonna get to the bottom.
There we go.
It's been crazy. This is basically Family Guy for DC.
That's so
DC
funny.
fans. This is like Family Guy, American Dad content for DC fans.
Okay, hold on. I might have to start back up on her.